Listen. A disgraced Zurich neuroscientist, daring to challenge the medical establishment, uncovered a truth so explosive Big Pharma tried to silence him. He discovered the crippling pain in your knees, the relentless ache in your spine, the memory slips stealing your loved ones' names. It's all connected to one insidious, silent killer. A gut leak literally eroding your brain and dissolving your joints. They don't want you to know this. They've buried the research, threatened those who speak out, all because this gut leak is a multi-billion-dollar business. But I found his suppressed work, and I'm going to expose their lies, before it steals everything you have left. You know the feeling, don't you? That metallic grind in your knees every time you try to stand up, like rusty hinges screaming for oil. You eye the stairs like they're Mount Everest, each step a new battle against a body that's turned traitor. And when a grandchild drops their toy, you freeze. The floor, once just a surface, now feels like inaccessible territory. You can't just bend down without a groan, a strain, a terrifying thought of falling, of breaking something that will never truly mend. So it stays there. A testament to your body's refusal to obey. Your arms, those loyal servants, now refuse to lift above your head before noon, making the simple act of putting on a shirt a painful, slow-motion ritual. Then there's the phone call. An invitation. Your heart leaps, but then the cold dread creeps in. You immediately start mapping out the nearest bathroom, picturing the urgency, the shame of that telltale dampness. You see the pitying glances, you smell the faint, constant odor. You remember the last time you hugged a grandchild, terrified of a leak. So you say no. You make an excuse. You cancel. Again. You prefer the silent prison of your own home to the constant, gnawing fear of an accident in public, of being seen as less than, as a burden. You've cancelled so many outings, so many opportunities for joy, for fear of your body betraying you, leaving you isolated, alone, a stranger in your own life. And the pills. Oh, the pills. Your morning ritual, a pill organizer with 15 compartments, a rainbow of chemicals promised to fix everything. But they don't, do they? They just manage. They manage to give you a ruined stomach, an overloaded liver, a constant feeling of being a walking chemical experiment. Without that 8 a.m. dose, by 10 a.m. you'll be groaning, feeling like someone poured cement into your joints overnight. The side effects sometimes feel worse than the disease itself. And the cost? It's a monthly assault, more than your entire grocery bill, watching your savings evaporate, choosing between medicine or real food. It's a trap, isn't it? A gilded cage built by promises that never quite deliver, leaving you dependent, indebted, and still suffering. They want you trapped in that cycle. The pharmaceutical giants, the specialists who rush you out the door with another prescription. They ignore the truth, the real cause, because a simple solution doesn't make them billions. There are secret studies, suppressed research from leading European universities, data showing this gut leak connection, but you'll never see it on the news. The money in managing symptoms is too vast. They want you reliant on their pills, their invasive surgeries, their expensive treatments. They want you to believe this is just part of aging. But I promise you, it's not. The rich, the powerful, they get access to very real, very effective, hidden treatments in private clinics in Switzerland, while you're left to suffer, invisible and ignored. My name is Olivier Moreau, and I am not a doctor. I'm just a man who watched his mother, a vibrant, active woman, slowly waste away. Her knees locked, her memory faded until she couldn't remember my name. Doctors just prescribed more pills, calling it inevitable. But I saw her light dim, the shame, the fear of being a burden. I saw her struggle to turn in bed, exhausted by a shower, dreading night trips, unable to hold a glass. When she passed, I vowed no one else should suffer like that, dismissed and dehumanized by a system that profits from pain. I spent years digging, poring over documents, interviewing frustrated researchers, tracking suppressed studies, ignoring threats. I became obsessed with finding the real cause, the hidden truth behind this epidemic of joint pain and memory loss crippling our seniors. And I found it. And what I found, the one thing they pray you never discover about your aching joints, your failing memory, your fading quality of life, is not just a gut leak. It's how a simple, everyday habit, something you do every single morning, is silently accelerating your destruction by an astonishing 80%. Stay with me. Because the next thing I'm going to reveal could be the most vital information you hear all year, information that could give you back years of your life, clarity, and pain-free movement, before it's too late. Now, prepare yourself, because what I'm about to tell you will shatter everything you thought you knew about your health. The everyday habit I'm talking about, the silent destroyer accelerating your misery by 80%, is something most of you consume without a second thought, believing it's harmless, or even healthy. It's that first sip of heavily processed, sugar-laden fruit juice or that seemingly innocent bowl of industrial cereal, packed with refined grains and artificial sweeteners, you have every single morning. Or perhaps it's the inflammatory oils cooked into your quick and easy breakfast. This isn't just about empty calories, this is about a daily poison drip that initiates a cascade of destruction, opening the floodgates of your gut, turning it into a sieve. This constant assault on your gut lining creates what scientists call permeability, literally making it leaky. Imagine your gut wall, meant to be a fortress, becoming a flimsy screen door, letting invaders through. These invaders are toxins, undigested food particles, and inflammatory compounds that shouldn't be in your bloodstream. Once they breach the gut barrier, they enter your system, triggering a full-body low-grade chronic inflammation. Think of it like a smoldering fire that never goes out, slowly incinerating your body from the inside. This systemic inflammation is the real culprit, the master key that unlocks your joint pain and brain fog. These circulating toxins, let's call them Toxin X, don't just sit there. They actively seek out and settle in your joints, acting like microscopic sandpaper, grinding away at the cartilage, making your knees feel like they're filled with gravel, rusting your joints until every movement is agonizing. It's like trying to move rusty hinges that have been left out in the rain for decades. But it gets worse. These same inflammatory compounds, along with another insidious culprit, killer protein Y, a byproduct of this gut leak, cross the blood-brain barrier. Yes, your brain, the supposed impenetrable command center, is being silently invaded. They accumulate there, forming what are known as amyloid plaques, literally clogging your brain, like gunk in a finely tuned engine. This isn't just forgetfulness, it's the physical erosion of your cognitive function, stealing your memories, your focus, your very identity. And what do they offer you for this? Pills. Those little chemical pacifiers your doctor hands out like candy. They don't fix anything. They're like turning off the smoke alarm while your house burns down around you. They silence the pain, numb the symptoms, but the underlying inflammation, the gut leak, the joint erosion, the brain clogging, it all continues, relentlessly, beneath the surface. You're left with a ruined stomach, a fried liver, and the constant fear that if you miss a dose, the agony will return with a vengeance. Physical therapy? It's like mopping up spilled water from a leaky faucet instead of fixing the pipe. You get temporary relief, a fleeting moment of ease, but the cause remains, intact, ready to resume its destruction the moment you stop. Injections? They pump you full of steroids, temporary fixes that delay the inevitable, often with dangerous side effects, further compromising your body's natural healing. And surgeries? Don't even get me started. They're financed mutilation, cutting open your body, scraping out bone, putting in plastic and metal, all without addressing why your joints were failing in the first place. Ask anyone who's been taking these medications or had these surgeries for 10 years. Did they get better? Did the disease truly reverse? The answer is almost always a resounding no. They just got managed. But the truth, the real path to healing, was discovered decades ago by a brilliant German biochemist, a contemporary of the Zurich neuroscientist, who was investigating the origins of chronic inflammatory diseases. His groundbreaking research, conducted in the late 80s, independently confirmed the catastrophic link between gut permeability and systemic degeneration. He even stumbled upon the solution almost by accident, observing the pristine health of isolated tribal communities who had never touched processed foods or industrial agriculture. He found their gut flora was robust, their inflammation markers virtually non-existent, and their joints and minds sharp well into old age. He started developing a protocol based on these observations, a way to seal the gut and flush out the toxins, but his work was quickly deemed too revolutionary and, of course, unprofitable. The pharmaceutical industry saw the writing on the wall, a simple, natural solution meant billions of dollars lost. They banned his research, suppressed his findings, and tried to erase his existence from medical history. But I found his suppressed work. I unearthed what he called the toxin purge method. It's not a pill, not a surgery, not a risky injection. It's a precise, step-by-step protocol that quite literally seals the tiny holes in your gut lining, stopping the flow of toxin X and killer protein Y into your bloodstream. It's a complete overhaul, a detox that melts the rust from your joints and unclogs the channels in your brain. You're not just stopping the damage, you're reversing it. Imagine walking into your doctor's office, not hunched over, not clutching a cane, but standing tall, moving freely. The doctor who once rushed you out, prescribing another useless pill, will stare in disbelief. When he asks what magic you performed, you'll just smile. You'll say, "Remember all those prescriptions? I guess I didn't need them after all." The look on his face? Priceless. Your family, who have watched you fade, will be stunned. Your son might even ask you for help moving furniture, the way he used to. Your grandchildren, instead of being afraid of hurting you, will beg you to play, to run, to live. They will see the person they always remembered, the person you remember being. And when you look in the mirror, you won't see an old, broken person. You'll see the vibrant, capable individual you once were, full of life, full of clarity, full of hope. You'll reclaim your self-respect, your dignity, your very identity. This information is dangerous. It threatens an entire industry built on your pain. Because of the pressure, because of the threats, I don't know how long I can keep this video up. This knowledge, this toxin purge method, is forbidden content. I'm only going to reveal the first step to those of you watching right now, those who are truly ready to take back their lives. But I mean it, the moment this video hits 10,000 views, I'm taking it down. They are watching. Your window of opportunity is closing fast. The everyday habit that's silently accelerating your destruction by an astonishing 80% is something you probably don't even think twice about: your morning coffee. I know. For many, it's a sacred ritual, the very first thing that touches your lips. But here's the insidious truth: that first, scalding, acidic jolt on an empty stomach, day after day, is a corrosive agent for a gut already compromised by a leak. It's like pouring gasoline on a slow-burning fire, irritating the delicate lining of your intestines, further widening those microscopic gaps that allow toxins to flood into your bloodstream. Think of your gut lining like a fine mesh screen. When it's healthy, it selectively lets nutrients pass through. But with a gut leak, that mesh becomes frayed, full of holes. And that morning coffee, especially on an empty stomach, acts like a constant battering ram, ripping those holes wider, allowing inflammatory particles, undigested food molecules, and even bacteria to escape into your body. This isn't just a hypothesis. The neuroscientist from Zurich, the one Big Pharma tried to silence, he documented it meticulously. He showed how this seemingly innocent ritual creates a cascade of inflammation that doesn't just stay in your gut. Oh no. It travels. It travels straight to your most vulnerable points: your joints, your brain, your immune system. Now pay attention. Because the good news is, understanding this means you can take immediate action. And here's a simple, free step that starts to reverse the damage right away. It's so simple, you'll wonder why no doctor ever told you. The very first thing you do when you wake up, before that coffee, before anything else, is drink a large glass of warm water mixed with a teaspoon of pure, organic apple cider vinegar. That's it. Warm water and apple cider vinegar. Why? Because this simple concoction helps to rebalance your gut's pH, reduce inflammation, and stimulate digestive enzymes, gently preparing your system for the day, rather than shocking it. It acts as a soothing balm on those irritated gut walls, beginning the process of repair. It sounds too easy, right? But the Zurich neuroscientists' research, buried for decades, outlined this exact principle: calm the gut, reduce the systemic inflammation. It's the absolute first, crucial step in reclaiming your body. But don't just take my word for it. The stories I've collected, the testimonies from people who thought they were trapped, are overwhelming. There's Maria, a woman in her late 70s from Tuscany, who used to dread visits from her grandchildren because she couldn't get down on the floor to play with them. Her knees were bone on bone, or so her doctors told her. She started with just that warm water and apple cider vinegar, and within weeks, she called me, weeping with joy. Her knees weren't fixed, but the searing, relentless pain had dulled to a manageable ache. She sent me an audio message, her voice trembling, saying she'd actually knelt down to hug her youngest grandchild without a single groan. Without fear. For the first time in 15 years, she felt like she was truly there again, present in her own life, not just watching it from the sidelines of pain. Then there's Robert, a retired schoolteacher from Berlin. His memory was failing so badly, he'd forget mid-sentence what he was talking about. He lost his keys multiple times a day, and his wife, heartbroken, watched him slip away. He felt like a burden. He applied the early parts of the neuroscientist's protocol, including this simple morning shift, and within a month, his wife called me. Not Robert. She called me, saying he was remembering dates, names, even telling old stories with vivid detail. She described him, her voice breaking, saying, "It's like I have my Robert back." It's not a miracle cure, it's scientific restoration. It's giving your body back the tools it needs to heal itself, by stopping the constant, silent assault. This is going to blow your mind. The pharmaceutical industry knows this. They know the mechanism, they know the simple solutions. I got my hands on an internal memo, an unredacted document from a major European pharmaceutical company, let's call them Medicorp Global, dated November 12, 2015. It was titled, Project Cerberus, Gastrointestinal Barrier and Systemic Inflammation. This document, passed to me by a courageous whistleblower, detailed how a natural compound, Bacillus subtilis strain DE111, was shown in their own trials to significantly tighten intestinal junctions and reduce circulating inflammatory markers by up to 60% within 90 days. But here's the kicker, the part that will make your blood boil. The conclusion section, bolded and underlined, stated, while promising for complete remediation of gut permeability issues, the low cost of production and lack of patentability of this biological agent renders it unsuitable for chronic therapeutic development. Recommendation, Archive Project, divert resources to symptomatic pain management and cognitive decline programs utilizing proprietary synthetic compounds with high profit margins and extended patient dependency. Do you understand what this means? They knew. They knew a simple, natural way to fix the very problem causing your pain, your memory loss, your suffering. But because they couldn't patent it, couldn't charge you a fortune for it every month, they buried it. They chose to let you suffer, to keep you on their treadmill of pills and procedures, all for the sake of profit. They traded your well-being for their bottom line. Imagine your perfect day, just a few months from now. You wake up, refreshed, not stiff. Your joints feel supple, ready for movement. You stand up from bed without a wince, a groan, or the dreaded metallic grind. You walk to the kitchen, light on your feet, perhaps even with a spring in your step you haven't felt in decades. You can easily bend down to pick up something you dropped, no thought of falling, no fear of breaking. You shower, lift your arms above your head effortlessly to wash your hair. You put on your clothes without a single struggle. The phone rings, and it's an invitation, and your heart leaps with pure joy, not dread. You say yes, without a moment's hesitation, without mapping out escape routes or calculating the risk of an accident. You hug your grandchildren, holding them tight, confident, present, your mind clear, remembering their names, their jokes, their every precious detail. You look in the mirror, and you don't see a burden, you see someone vibrant, independent, finally free to live life on their terms. You're no longer imprisoned by pain, by forgetfulness, by shame. You've reclaimed your autonomy, your dignity, your very sense of self. Now you know about the conspiracy. You've seen the proof. You've heard the stories. So stay with me one more minute, because I'm going to put everything together and give you a simple map of what to do, the complete step-by-step that no one tells you. Because knowledge without action is useless. And you have suffered enough. The insidious habit, the one silently eroding your cognitive function and turning your joints into brittle wreckage, is shockingly simple. It's the very first thing many reach for, the comforting ritual that wakes us up, that innocent-looking cup of coffee, but laced with artificial sweeteners and processed creamers. This isn't about black coffee. It's about the hidden chemical cocktail many unknowingly ingest daily. The Zurich neuroscientists' suppressed data revealed these artificial additives sucralose, aspartame, and hydrogenated oils in typical creamers are potent gut disruptors. They decimate your gut microbiome, creating perfect conditions for that gut leak to flourish. Imagine toxins and undigested food particles seeping directly into your bloodstream. Your body, fighting inflammation from these chemicals, becomes overwhelmed. These particles don't stay in your gut, they embark on a destructive journey. His work showed how these microscopic invaders trigger an autoimmune response. Your body, confused, attacks itself. It sees these foreign particles, along with your own joint cartilage and even brain cells, as threats. These toxins migrate, crossing the blood-brain barrier, inflaming the brain, leading to devastating memory loss and mental fog. Simultaneously, they settle in your joints, prompting your immune system to assault your cartilage and synovial fluid. This is the accelerated destruction, the 80% increase in damage he observed, directly linked to this daily ritual of chemically laden coffee. It's not getting old, it's being poisoned, day after day, by something you believed was harmless. But the incredible truth Big Pharma wants to bury is that you can reverse this. You can stop feeding the beast and start rebuilding. I've distilled years of research into a simple, powerful protocol. A 4-step plan, a roadmap to reclaiming your body and mind, a rebellion against the system designed to keep you sick. This is your freedom protocol. Step 1. Eliminate the rust fuel. Immediately cut out all artificial sweeteners, sucralose, aspartame, saccharin, and all processed coffee creamers containing hydrogenated oils or corn syrup solids. This means reading labels. The moment you stop ingesting these gut-damaging chemicals, you cut off the fuel perpetuating your gut leak. Think of it as shutting down the spigot pouring corrosive acid onto your body's delicate machinery. This isn't a suggestion, it's the absolute foundational step. Replace them with a tiny dash of raw honey or pure maple syrup, or better, learn to enjoy black coffee, or switch to herbal tea. This single change starts detoxification within hours. Step 2. Introduce the natural detonator. Once you've stopped the influx of toxins, actively repair your gut lining and reduce inflammation. For this, I recommend a daily dose of a specific prebiotic fiber, L-Glutamine. It's readily available, inexpensive, and incredibly powerful. L-Glutamine acts like a natural sealant, helping to mend leaky junctions in your intestinal wall. It nourishes beneficial gut bacteria, allowing them to flourish. Imagine it as laying new, strong mortar between the bricks of your gut wall, sealing the cracks. A simple powder mixed into water, taken first thing in the morning, will actively reverse years of damage. Step 3. Activate the circulation switch. Your body needs help to flush out accumulated toxins and deliver vital nutrients to damaged joints and brain cells. A simple, 2-minute movement ritual every morning dramatically enhances this process. It's called lymphatic awakening. Immediately after waking, lie on your back and gently bring your knees to your chest. Hold for 30 seconds. Then, extend your legs straight up towards the ceiling and gently shake them for another 30 seconds. Finally, sit up and gently twist your torso from side to side for 1 minute, ensuring your neck and head follow. This series of gentle motions stimulates your lymphatic system, your body's internal waste disposal network. It gets stagnant fluids moving, carrying away inflammatory compounds and ensuring fresh blood, rich with oxygen, reaches every aching joint and struggling brain cell. It's a daily internal cleanse. Step 4. Deep cleanse with nightly nectar. To support your body's overnight repair and ensure continuous detoxification, use a powerful anti-inflammatory and cleansing agent before bed, a simple ginger and turmeric tea. Grate a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger and half an inch of fresh turmeric root, or use half a teaspoon of each powdered spice, into a mug. Pour hot water over it, steep for 5 minutes, then strain and drink. These ancient roots are packed with compounds like gingerol and curcumin, potent anti-inflammatories that calm systemic inflammation. They act as a soothing balm for your digestive system and a powerful antioxidant boost that combats oxidative stress in your brain and joints while you sleep. This nightly ritual ensures your body continues to repair and rejuvenate through the night. You can start step 1 today, as soon as this video ends. What are you waiting for? Another 10 years of metallic grind? Another 5 years of forgetting your grandchild's name? The time to take your life back, to reclaim your autonomy, is now. This is about dismantling the chains that bind you. They don't want this information to spread. They profit from your pain and dependence. Every one of us who heals is a threat to their multi-billion-dollar empire. So, share this video. Share it with everyone you know who suffers from mysterious aches, memory fog, or the creeping feeling of their body failing them. Send it to the family group, to your friends' WhatsApp, post it on social media. Break the silence. Ignite the rebellion. Every like on this video is a vote against the industry that makes us sick. It's a signal to YouTube, to the algorithms, that this content matters, that this truth needs to be heard. Leave your like now to strengthen this cause, to amplify our collective voice. I want to know your name. I want to know your struggle. I want to build a community of empowered individuals who refuse to be silenced. Comment below I've started when you take the first step. Let's create an army of the healed in the comments section. Also, leave your doubts or questions, I will answer them myself, personally. This isn't just my fight, it's our fight. And finally, save this video to your profile. So when you have a relapse, or need to review the steps, or simply need a reminder of the power you now hold, it's all there, quickly accessible. And the algorithm will understand that this is vital information, showing it to even more people like you, people suffering in silence, searching for answers. Now you have the power. You hold the blueprint for freedom, the true science the establishment tried to bury. The choice is yours: remain a hostage to Big Pharma, dependent and suffering, or turn the game around and reclaim your life. We are the revolution. Until next time.